So, welcome to our Wednesday wellness call. We do this every other Wednesday. We kind of missed 2 weeks ago because of something happened, but today's a special day. Today is a very special Wellness Wednesday call. Let me tell you why. We are very fortunate at Fun Saver Network to have as a vendor a fantastic couple out of California with a business, a wellness business that's been around for 16 years. And they're some of the best people ever to work with. And we're just fortunate and humbled that they chose us to be a part of our company. But more than that, this happens to be the month of May. And in the month of May, it is Women's Wellness Month. And I'm so happy that today we have the better half. Just kidding. We have Kesia on today, which is Daniel's lovely wife. And she is here today going to talk to you about the company Nutra Relief that we're partnered with. And she's going to do it simply because it's Women's Wellness Month. And we wanted to do something special today for who? Are all of our better halves, whether that be a married spouse, girlfriend, whatever. You know it's your better half. You know it is. So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure, and I'm humbled to do this, to introduce to each and every one of you, I think for the first time since we've been partnered, Miss Kesia Lyons. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us okay?
I absolutely 100%. I want to turn this over to you, Kesia. I know you got a great program you want to talk about today, and I just want to give it to you, let you share your page. Let's get started. But before we move, I want everybody to understand it's going to look like that we can't see your text in the comment section, but we can. You can make comments. I can see them. I have two admins that can see them, and Daniel and Kesia can see them. So here we go. Over to you, Kesia.
Okay, wonderful. Let me get my PowerPoint up and let's get this party started here. Give me 1 second as I get ready. Okay, let's just check in and let's do a little quick home admin. Can you see my screen and can you hear Daniel and I?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, great. And you can still see us, correct?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, first of all, I am so happy to be here. I want you all to know that I listen in the background every time Daniel is on these calls with you. And I feel, even though you guys don't see me, that I'm part of the family. And I've just been really busy because it's a two-man show, but I am so thrilled to be on camera today with you guys and connect with you in person because I love everybody. I'm always looking over on the side. You guys can't see me, but I'm always checking everybody out and listening. And we watch on the YouTube channel all the time. So I want to remind everybody to definitely go to the Fun Saver Network YouTube channel because Daniel and I will put it on our big smart TV, right? We'll sit there and we'll watch episode after episode after episode. So Ron, when you're famous, okay, don't forget us little mere mortal people, okay? Excellent. And I also want to just acknowledge Bob Bearden for bringing you, Ron, and Shane to us and Shelly. It was the connection through Bob. Otherwise, we would have never met you guys. And I remember the day, we got on the phone with Shane and you, and we didn't know what you guys would think about Nutra Relief. We didn't know what possibilities were there. And now look, it is such a beautiful relationship with Shane and Shelly and you. I cannot thank you enough from me. I know Daniel always acknowledges you and appreciates you, but I really do appreciate the whole team. Shane for doing this, you for doing this, Bob for doing this, Shelly for doing this, Jana in the back office, Bobby, Mike, Jim, all these key people. I don't even know half of you yet, but I will. So I just want to acknowledge everybody first and really say thank you for creating Fun Saver Network. Anything you want to say before we begin?
I just want to thank Clyde for opening the door, always being there.
Clyde, you're consistent. We love
bringing everybody to the table.
The anchor, the rock. So thank you, Clyde, too. Okay, let's dive in. So the month of May is actually a key month. It's not only Mental Health Awareness Month, which is very, very important, but it's also Women's National Health Month. So and Mother's Day in May. So what a perfect month to go through some of the things that we're going to go through. All right. I want to start with our skincare line. I'm not going to be able to go through everything today simply because of time. But if you have me back, and I'd love to come back, I'll let you know at the end of this what I plan on doing, and we can create some additional series. So I want to start with our skincare line and then move into our liposomal targeted nutritional line. And these are going to be things that are specifically for women, even though men on the call, you can use these and you can actually buy them for your loved ones, your daughters, your wives, your moms, your sisters, everybody. So please listen, because they will love you. Us women, we love our men if they say, hey, I got you a little present, and it's something really cool that would make us feel happy and help us with our anti-aging. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the skin. I'm not going to go into the details of the skin, but the skin is such a unique organ. It is the largest organ on our body, and it is possible to defy aging, but you have to do something about it. So a lot of people just don't take action, or they feel, perhaps women, that they started too late and it's not working, or maybe you're just not sure what products to use or in what order to use them in, or what are they actually really doing. So I'm going to go through what we have to offer through Nutra Relief. We are the manufacturer for our 21 Again line. And what's beautiful about it is that you can go into your back office of FunSaver Network, get all of the details of it, but you can really use this to help to improve your skin. And I'll share some personal experience with you as well as Daniel. So the cosmeceutical line, just to provide a little context, the cosmeceutical line in Nutra Relief that Daniel and I own and manufacture is called 21 Again Skincare. Now, it's a cosmeceutical line. Many of you ladies and men, but especially the ladies out there, it's not like it's, revolutionary, except for a couple of the liposomal skincare creams and serums that are coming in the line. But it's a full bore cosmeceutical line. And it's to really approach anti-aging in a conscious, effective, and purposeful way with some science behind it. I know there's a lot of things out there, creams and serums. I've bought all of them. My mom is a massive consumer of skincare, okay? She's 76, 78, and she's my mom, but she really is gorgeous. I swear, people go, what are you using? And she constantly is like, send me some more 21, send me some more 21 again. So we've tried everything under the sun, but this is what's key about this line. And if you haven't really looked at it, or if you haven't purchased it yet, get it, okay? Get it, I'll tell you why. There is the Firming Face and Neck Moisturizer. I'm not going to go into detail about that today because I have to balance out our time. There is the hyaluronic acid. Okay, many people know about hyaluronic acid. It's kind of the darling little buzzword. It's in shampoo. It's in everything now. It's in lotion. I'll go into that details about hyaluronic acid because there's a unique aspect to that on another like Wellness Wednesday. I'll pop on and just
protocols,
yeah,
things like that.
I can pop on with Daniel and just do like 121 again while he does some other things every other week, so we can kind of get through the whole line. I will tell you one thing with hyaluronic acid, just quickly before I forget. If you have purchased it and if you are using it, you must apply it with some type of moisture, meaning that when you put the serum in your hand, you either have to have wet, damp hands, and if you put it on your face and you don't have wet, damp hands, then you need to spray a little bit of water, like a light little mist, or you have to put a moisturizer right away, because hyaluronic acid will plump the skin and make you look beautiful and young and dewy, but it looks for moisture in the skin. So if you don't give it some moisture, it's going to go suck the moisture out of your skin and do the opposite of what you want it to do, which will make you look dehydrated and dried up. So always make sure you have some moisturizer or damp hands or some wetness or a little bit of water spray with the hyaluronic acid. The collagen peptide serum is what I'm going in today. This is amazing. And I swear you're going to be blown away by the snow algae. Hang on, that's the one I'm going into in detail. The 10% vitamin C face. We all know about the vitamin C face. It's not like women don't know about that out there, but it's at that higher concentration. It's extremely effective. I'd like to go over that on our next call, perhaps. And the vitamin C eye serum, which is really good for underneath the eyes, for the crow's feet, and for the thin skin, to rebuild that thin skin and the darkness that we get. So today, though, I'm going to go through the collagen peptide with snow algae, because many of you don't know what snow algae is, and I didn't either. When I did my research with Daniel with our lab, and I'd heard about snow algae a couple of years ago, and I was like, okay, is it a fad? Is it just like a buzzword? What actually is it? Oh my gosh, when I did the research on it, I was blown away. I could not believe it. And I was so happy that we stuck it in our collagen peptide serum. So the first thing I want you to know is that the collagen peptide serum is for men and women. I know men might not use it, but if you feel as a man that you'd like to improve your skin, use it. For women, it's a hands down must. If you got to use one serum in the 21 Again line right now, you must use the collagen peptide serum with snow algae, because the collagens peptides are proteins that help to rebuild the skin, create elastin, and then the key aspect of it is the snow algae. So what is the snow algae? And am I talking too fast?
You're doing perfect.
Okay, because I can talk fast. So I told myself today I got to go slow, because I really want you to get value from this. I really want you to be like, wow, I got it. I understood Kesia. She wasn't talking too fast. So the snow algae, you guys, It comes from way up in the Alps, in the European and Swiss Alps, and it literally turns the snow red. It's like magic. It is so amazing at what it does. And let me explain. It is truly an ingredient that defies skin aging. It's also nicknamed the watermelon, watermelon algae, or watermelon snow, because it looks like a watermelon red color, or like a bright red, kind of like cherry, or sometimes they say like blood red, but I don't like that phrase because I like watermelon a lot better. Watermelon snow just sounds better when it comes to skincare. But it is an unbelievable algae, and it only grows high up in the Swiss and European Alps. That's it. It doesn't grow anywhere else. Okay. So how does it work? Let me move this to the side here because I need to read a little bit so I don't misrepresent how it works. So just hear me out. Don't worry about the science, because I'm going to provide this PowerPoint in a PDF to Shelly to put into the back office so you can review this and read it again. So let me just give you a quick overview because I want to watch the time. But snow algae, it safeguards the youthfulness, the beautiful texture of your skin by activating what's called clotho. And clotho is an anti-aging protein that's in your kidneys, our kidneys. And the snow algae is really important because of the fact that they found that it regenerates the skin at a cellular level. So you know how a lot of times we will buy things as women, serums and moisturizers, and we want them to go through that first skin layer into the dermis layer and help us to regenerate and do anti-aging and get our skin looking prettier and younger and less lines and pigmentation and aging. And of course, our liposomal creams go all the way through into the bloodstream, which is fantastic to recirculate and provide nutrition. But not all cosmeceuticals are made to be formulated to be into the skin. So, into the bloodstream. So what's powerful about the collagen peptide is that this snow algae works on a cellular level naturally. It makes the skin look smoother, firmer, and it's incredible. So if you're going to say, okay, what's my takeaway? What are my bullet points of why snow algae is the bomb? Well, it stimulates longevity of your skin tissues by using clotho, again, which is a protein peptide, a protein in your kidney. It activates AMPK, and I'm going to tell you what that is in just a minute. That's the master switch of the cell's energy system. It stimulates the collagen peptide and the elastin, which is why we put it with the collagen peptide. So it's collagen peptide and snow algae together. It delivers an MMP effect in aged skin cells, which is to regenerate the youthfulness of the skin. It reduces the effects of aging. It rejuvenates the dermal epidermal layer of the skin. And really what's most important about this is that it works in a variety of very harsh environments. So like right now, many of you might be going into the hot summer months and you're going to be getting the humidity. You could be sweating more. Maybe you break out more. We in the Palm Desert area should be dry, right? But we actually have a lot of humidity out here in the desert as well. So how does the snow algae thrive in these high temperatures? And that's what they found, the scientists, of why it was so effective to be put into skincare. So when applied to a living cell like our face, our skin, our neck, and our chest, you got to do your face, your neck, and your chest, by the way. Okay. If you're a woman, if you're a man and you use any of our skincare, please make sure that you use it on your face and your neck. Men sometimes will use it on their face. They forget their neck. Your face is going to start to look really beautiful. Hey, Daniel does not look his age. You got to put it on your neck because you don't want pretty man face and then older neck look. Okay. Women, we know we got to do the trifecta. Okay. But what is AMPK? Why is this so important? How does this make this particular snow algae that's only found in the snow actually work this well? Well, AMPK stands for, I hope I say this right, honey.
Adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. It's found inside every cell in the body, and it plays an essential role in cellular homeostasis. And cellular homeostasis is when a cell takes action to maintain health and balance. So different environments are why the snow algae is so effective. Okay, it works in all of the environments. The major role of AMPK is to detect each cell's energy status and to trigger responses that maintain the cell's energy at precisely the optimal level. So when I say to you that it's regenerating at a cellular level, that's why when people use this particular collagen peptide with the snow algae, and this is what it looks like. This is the actual algae in the snow. I thought this was a really cool photo that you would like to go like why is it pink? Why is that snow red? It looks dirty. It's not dirty. That's the algae. It's actually in the snow. So the ability for the snow algae to do the clotho to help with the AMPK, the reason it's so critical and why it works at a cellular level is because its ability to repair the DNA, which is crucial for health and longevity of our skin. Okay. So one of the things, the takeaway I want you to know about this is that when I personally, I can speak for myself. Okay. I get a lot of comments from our clients, but me personally, when I use the collagen peptide, my forehead skin, I have no Botox and it looks beautiful. I'm going to be 55 on June 1st. And the other day I was out and about and I was not looking too hot. I was sweaty and hot and I was running around. Okay. And I had my hair up. It was not good. I just needed to shower. And this person, I was there and he goes, it was a woman and a man. She goes, what are you doing to your forehead? How come you have no wrinkles? Your skin is so smooth. You using Botox? I said, no. She goes, I don't understand. It's absolutely smooth. I said, it's collagen peptide with snow algae. Because when I don't use it, I totally notice it. I'll notice those fine lines. I'll notice my makeup will kind of cake in it sometimes if I use the Bare Minerals powder, because people use some different kinds of makeup sometimes. And I'll notice that. So look how beautiful and shiny and elegant this beautiful algae is in the snow. And that's why it works so well. And I can tell you from personal experience that when I don't use it, I notice my skin looking older and more tired. When I do use it, it looks beautiful. And it has the combination of the collagen peptide, the combination of the snow algae, which you learned a little bit more about. And again, you'll have this PPT to go back and look at it. And it actually has a little bit of hyaluronic acid in that particular serum. So it's kind of like a triple whammy duo. So if there was any one of the line you would use from a serum standpoint, I would use the collagen peptide serum. Not that I don't love the vitamin C for different reasons. I will go over that. Not that I don't love hyaluronic acid, but if you're going to choose between collagen peptide and hyaluronic acid, I would do the collagen peptide with snow algae because it has some of the hyaluronic acid in it along with the other ingredients. Okay. And all of this information is in your back office. It's also in a natural skincare product line that goes through all of the different, this is the PDF that goes through all of our 21 again line. There's also a proper skincare routine. So for example, let me just say one last thing and then we'll move on. You gotta watch the time. Okay. I would use this serum in the morning. The reason is because I really believe using the melatonin at night because the melatonin is also an anti-aging skin cream. I know people think melatonin sleep, but no, this gentleman formulated it, which is why he doesn't look 70, which hopefully is why I don't look 55 soon. And it's because of the 4 anti-aging ingredients, and that is liposomal. And you don't want to use that with any other cosmeceutical, nutraceutical lines, just clean, pure liposomal. So I like to use, you wash your face in the morning, you put the serum on first, and then you could, if you want no makeup on for the rest of the day or no moisturizer because you're in a humidity area, that's all you need. I need moisturizer. So I like to wash my face, put the collagen peptide serum on face, neck, and chest, and then put my moisturizer on. And that's my morning routine. But if you'd like to look at an entire proper skincare routine, go get this PDF. I haven't been in the FSN back office. I believe that those are there. Shelly, you just let me know if we're missing anything, but this is all there for you. And then there's more stuff coming. I don't want to get into it right now, but we got a cleanser coming. We got a toner coming, a beautiful microbrazier derma scrub. I can't wait to tell you about that because I'm really picky on scrubs. We have some more eye care. Even though the vitamin C serum and the collagen peptide is great underneath the eye, at my age and in the desert, I have to have a moisturizer underneath my eyes. Okay. We have a tattoo serum protection line coming. Anyone's got tattoos, hang tight. We have a men's skincare line. So we love you, men. Okay, even though today's about women, we do love you. So all of these great things are there. And this is why I wanted to leave you with one thing on skincare, and then we're going to switch gears and go into the full picture of women's wellness. But this is what Daniel formulated in the melatonin. I don't know if you've seen this. And Shelly, I think I just sent you this image, so you'll have it now in the back office or for the school, Ron, or for the Facebook page. But this is why at night for your skincare routine, you use the melatonin. Even if you sleep like a baby, you could say, Kissy, I sleep fine. Great. Don't use it for sleep. Use it for the skincare because these 4 anti-aging ingredients, the dermatologists and the estheticians, they will charge you $80 to $100 a bottle. I'm not kidding you. All the ladies out there know what I'm talking about. And they are what the dermatologists, I mean, the top ones like in Beverly Hills, this is what they'll go for. DMAE, niacinamide, MSN, alpha lipoic acid. And that's in this melatonin cream. Plus, last comment, melatonin as a molecule actually rebuilds the fibroblasts in the skin tissue. So we look at the melatonin cream, not just as a sleep cream, but as an actual anti-aging beauty sleep, moisturizer routine for night, and then you're 21 again for the morning. Okay, anything you want to add to that?
I do.
Go ahead.
So really, it's a lot of information packed into this, but what the key is that the FSN network has a complete dermatological cosmeceutical line for all the ladies out there. You know, I think it's been kind of a little bit of what is this product? It's a complete line, and specifically with the peptide and the snow algae. Each woman's skin is very different. So you have oily skin, dry skin combination. The key ends up being is we want to offer FSN a complete line, dermaceutical line specifically. And the key to this is very well constructed, wonderful emollients, as clean as it can be. And that's something we want to offer to all of our clients in FSN. And that's the key to the whole thing. You've got it, it's there. A little bit of education, Casey will dive back into this, but this is kind of an overview since it's kind of been in the back office. Once again, we always provide, or Shelly has, that she has in the back office for you, whether it's included as a product key sheet or not. But what are these creams? What do they do? Why am I applying? And how to apply them. Otherwise, it's all available in the back office. If you need something like that, just ask for it because it's there. But that's all I wanted to say. So the key being is these are really a complete line. We can add to this because these are formulations that I've done, and it's just the idea of the inability to market everything. It becomes very complex in terms of my marketing hat to put on. But the key takeaway is you've got it all. You've got a complete cosmeceutical line at FSN, and it's available to you now. The thing that we want to kind of break away from is Nutra Relief, my line that I've developed in 2016 specifically, is a vitamin, mineral, amino acid supplementation that's liposomal. We've brought into this idea of understanding what liposomals are. We can go back to that and talk more about it. But today, Keisha wanted to just give an overview of really the cosmeceutical line. So you all said, hey, this is something different. This is something unique. And, you know, rather than run out and get your Shiseidos or your L'Oreals, you've got it in-house at wonderful, wonderful discounted prices. I mean, that's the other aspect. FSN and our arrangement with Shane has just made this really accessible and affordable. And there's nothing new under the sun here. It's really something very special.
And as a woman, oh, go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead.
I want to add one thing if you allow me.
Go ahead.
I want everybody here, because we've got some people that came on a little late, and I just want to remind everybody, today is about women's wellness, and I want everybody to understand these two fine people, Daniel and Keisha Lyons, folks, this is not third-party information. They are the formulators of all these products. As we say in Texas, you are actually getting this from the horse's mouth. Okay, so I want everybody to know that.
Excellent. Thank you, Ron. Yes, because, and also as you come on board, and anyone who started with us, any questions that you have, like Ron said, put them in the chat. We're going to stop at a certain time to answer some Q&A a little bit later than what Daniel does, just because I need to go through a couple more things for the overall women's wellness right now. But any question, I told Ron, send it to us. We will literally answer it in writing and send it back to Ron that he can then post in school or on the Facebook page or however you wish to get it to the community. So even if your question does not get answered today, send it, okay? And the last thing I wanted just to say about the 21 again line is that there is one, and there will be more actual liposomal creams and serums that will be in that line. Currently, right now, the one that's in the 21 again, that's liposomal, is the skin repair 10% niacinamide. Okay, I want to go into that another day because it's extremely important about niacinamide, and that one is liposomal, so it deals with a lot of things. I know even like Shelly had an experience with family having a little newborn baby with some of the baby bumps, and we did a tiny little thin smear of it, and it took the baby bumps away within a couple of days. And that was very tender skin. If you think about a 5-week-old newborn, we've had people that have all sorts of skin issues, from eczema, rosacea, adult acne, pigmentation, pregnancy mass, that dark circle that goes around, scars. So there's a lot to talk about. And like I said, maybe what I'll do is just jump on when I can, when Daniel does his regular ones with you, Ron, and like just do like one thing, you know what I mean? Like just like vitamin C, and then let you guys go to it. Okay, so the takeaway from the 21 Again line is that even if you get healthy with your overall wellness, if you don't feel good about how you look, then use the 21 Again skincare line. It's in combination with the overall wellness, because when we feel like we look better, we feel better. Okay, so I'm going to now shift gears, watch the clock. We're going to move into the Nutra Relief liposomal cream line. That's also part of women's health and women's wellness. And if you're new, I'm not going to go into the entire background story like Daniel does. Please go look at the Fun Saver Network YouTube channel, because Daniel has many recorded sessions with Ron that go into literally how we got started. What's our story? The crazy board of directors that we had where all they wanted was money, and then 2 doctors came out of it, and now we got the key doctors. How we've been doing this for 16 years, but mostly with practitioners and private labeling for MD doctors, naturopaths, DOs, nutritionists, and now we're coming to the public over the last 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole story about what we did, why we did it, and what we've trademarked and patented and registered with the United States Patent Office is also important. But I'm not going to go into all that detail because I want to just keep going over the conversation of women's wellness.
Yep.
But the takeaway, if you are new, which I hope you are new, that was the point of doing this, was like, hello, everybody, come on, come here, come learn together as a community, is that our philosophy for Nutra Relief is that we would like to use the skin as an alternative pathway, an alternative delivery method to supplement all natural vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and some hormones. Not that oral supplementation, like a pill, capsule, soft gel, or a liquid is bad, not like that, but just that if you can bypass digestion, you can bypass the stomach acid, the stomach bile, you can bypass your liver, and your liver will love you because it needs a break, let me tell you. And not everybody has a perfect gut. I don't think anybody does anymore. We've got inflammation in the gut, and we also have inflammation, and it was called methylation, the ability to absorb. All of those factors make it very difficult to get all of that nutrition through oral consumption. So we have chosen the skin. It's not new. People say, oh, why don't pharmaceutical companies do this? Well, there's not a lot of money in selling B12. Okay, they'd rather sell you a drug. They'd rather sell you a prescription. Okay, sorry, D3 is not that exciting to a pharmaceutical company. You know what I'm saying? Magnesium is not that exciting. Like they want to get you hooked on a statin instead. So it's not like the concept of using your skin is new. Most of the time it's for like testosterone or bioidentical hormones. But Daniel decided that, look, if the skin can be used in that format, then why are we not supplementing through that format? And one of the doctors on our board is a huge heavy hitter, a major, he's written in many medical, what do you call them? Like
Documents.
Papers, like documents and papers, medical papers. He actually founded and started Allergy Research. He sold it for millions and millions of dollars. He literally says, he every time Daniel and him talk, he's like, I cannot tell you, Daniel, how you guys really got something here, because it's targeted nutrition and it's going through the skin and bypassing all of the things that end up hurting it. And so we call it liposomal delivery technology, LDT. We have patented, we have trademarked it in the USA and Canada. We're working on right now some international deals, but this is what a liposome is. And I'm not going to go into it. You can read this later because that's for like recorded times later. I want to get some other things, watch the clock. But this liposome is that it's using the skin. It's a phospholipid, puts a little nugget. This is the Kesia version. Daniel's way more scientific. So let me give you the Kesia non-scientific version, okay? It's like taking a phospholipid, encasing it with that little yummy nugget of that bioactive, that vitamin C, that B12, that magnesium, the glutathione amino acid, the melatonin molecule, the pain relief molecules, right? Arnica, Boswellia serrata, all of those little yummy goodies, putting it into, let me go back if I can, putting it around a phospholipid sphere and allowing the body then to go through the skin, through, you saw those layers in that first skin slide, right? All of those layers into your circulatory system. And your body loves it, because it doesn't have to use your kidneys and your liver to process it, and it doesn't urinate through elimination as much of it. It actually absorbs it and keeps it. So there's lots of ways to get nutrition: pills, gel capsules, soft gels, injections, IV drips. But the key thing is that if you can use your skin, you're going to have the ability to actually use the, what would you call it, blood capillaries, I'm saying it the Kesia version, to slowly pull all those beautiful nutrients or vitamins or amino acids into the body. So again, Daniel is the scientific partner in this marriage here.
Just a quick, I want to interject that the phospholipid that Kesia talked about, the shell that we put all these bioactives in, is a plant-based phospholipid. It is derived from sunflower. It is a natural plant-based phospholipid. And the key always, and I repeat, is All of our skin cells, all of our blood cells are also surrounded by a phospholipid shell. So the delivery technology you can see is like a handshake. That's why the skin is such a beautiful accepted vehicle
Mhm.
for accepting absorption of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids in this format. We've really got something with this delivery technology in that it metabolizes on skin contact. The skin cells accept it, the blood cells accept it right at that vascular level below the skin, and it enters into the circulatory system intact.
Mhm.
And so what you have is the bioavailability of all of these amino acid, vitamins, minerals for health, rather than going through the whole digestive process and having it go through the translation of the liver delivering it
Mhm.
and the inflammation of the stomach and the inability to methylate and digest all of these individual bioactives. So the skin really is a fast, efficient mechanism for targeted nutrition
Mhm.
for pain, neuropathy, brain function, stress,
So many
sleep,
things.
so many things. So
No,
simply
that's
put.
very important because if you're new, you don't want to hear the Kesia version.
Well, yeah,
Well, you do, but you really want to hear it after you hear the Daniel version, okay? Because Daniel is the formulator, and this is what makes us unique. This is why our creams work. So it's not just a thing that sounds like interesting to trademark. It's literally the
proprietary delivery
yeah,
system.
yes, exactly. And since our red blood cells and our white blood cells are encased in a phospholipid, when the cream goes into the circulatory system and all the other cells are encased in that, what's the phrase that you like to say? They go, oh, hello.
Yeah, it's a handshake. It's like a brother meeting another brother. It's not treating our delivery, our phospholipid, as a foreign substance. It is welcomed into the body. So that's really the key. That's why it's so effective, and
Mhm.
it's something to understand. Liposomal is the terminology. You might think that terminology doesn't that sound like transdermal? It is. We don't use that word because
Mhm.
that's an FDA
Mhm.
word for drug delivery
Right.
of drugs and pharmaceuticals. We are not
Which we
trying
don't.
to capture attention. We do no drugs. We do really just
No
your basic
prescriptions.
amino acid, vitamins, minerals, and some hormones, which are a whole nother topic we want to talk about a little
We're
bit
going to get to
today.
that. And
Yeah.
this is a new PDF. So I sent this to Shelly and Ron this morning. This is a brand new PDF that goes into the liposomal delivery technology explained in a normal way. If you need more scientific documents or more white papers and things like that, you let us know. But I don't believe I'd sent this before, so this is new. You have it now. So let's go into 3 creams that deal with women's wellness because I only have time to deal with 3, okay? And maybe not, we'll have to go maybe even just 2. And then we'll switch through and we'll leave a little bit of time for Q&A at the end, like maybe 10 minutes. But skin, hair, and nails is part of the women's wellness and also part of that entire anti-aging and beauty. And believe it or not, besides this particular liposomal cream helping with your skin, hair, and nails, it's also really good for mental clarity and energy support. So I don't know about you guys, but I need energy. Even though I sound like I have energy, that's because this morning I squirted B12 on my forearm and I rubbed it in and I took a little dollop and I rubbed it on the sides of my temples. And as we were getting dressed, the first thing Daniel said is, "Did you get some B12?" I said, "Yes." So here's what's important when it comes to women and B12. I don't check out on me if you are. I know people have heard about this, but women are extremely deficient in B12 more than men. And so when you have a deficiency in B12, it is a cascading event of not good things. Okay. Besides low energy and fatigue, besides maybe anemia, there's sexual problems, muscle pain, irritability, hearing and vision loss, mood disorders, and studies, literally clinical studies on WebMD and a whole bunch of other white papers that we have linked a deficiency in vitamin B12 to Alzheimer's and dementia, to learning disorders, to autoimmune diseases, to cardiovascular disease. So why is B12? Because we hear, oh, B12, I take a little under the sublingual capsules. Okay, that's better than not taking it. But if B12 is so important because it literally, besides the skin, hair, and nails, it will grow your nails. It will make your skin look beautiful. It'll make your hair look beautiful. But it's extremely important for the nervous system, for the digestive tract, for the brain function. Also, help me say this word right. The carotid artery. The carotid artery right here in your neck, right here, that has all most of the blood flow that goes up into the brain. Microcirculation. So B12 oxygenates the blood and it can pass through to the blood-brain barrier. So when people feel like maybe they're having a mini stroke or maybe something's coming on, or we had a client that had Bell's palsy and had half of his face paralyzed. He couldn't move his lip, couldn't blink his eye. we put B12 on immediately because it oxygenates the blood. The reason that I actually took a dollop off of my arm, you can put it anywhere on your body. I just squirted it on my forearm because my skin was clean. But the reason that you rub it on the sides of your temples is because B12 is really good for foggy brain system. It's extremely effective to bring clarity and focus. So like this morning when we have to talk and I got to get my head in the game, I will rub that on. In the afternoon, I tend, me personally, just my system, I'll get a little bit of a lull around 3, 4 o'clock and I'll want, like coffee or maybe even sugar, which is not good because that's candida in the system, which I'm weaning out. Do B12 instead, okay? Carry a little bit in your purse, put some B12 on. But B12 is critical because it literally helps to make new red blood cells, okay? It's extremely important and it's water soluble. It does not stay in the body. So the last thing I'll say, and then you could add something to it, is that it's called an essential vitamin for a reason. You must have B12, men too, but women tend to be more deficient than men. But you must have it. It's called essential, and we do not make it.
The version also, which is very important, is the methylcobalamin, which is a methylated form of the B12.
Very important.
It's typical of, you might have heard of the MTHFR gene that makes it difficult for women specifically to methylate vitamins, and the forms are methylated vitamins or amino acids in this case. The B12 that we utilize is the methylcobalamin. It's the best source, the easiest to metabolize and available in this formulation.
Most important. That's very key.
One of the nicknames we do have for B12 is called a windshield wiper for the brain. And that's the brain fog, that typical kind of brain fog that we wake up with. It's excellent for morning clarity, for your to-do list, but that's the benefits of this B12. Once again, regenerates new red blood cells, and it's incredible. It's really utilized. One point is for post-stroke recovery. A lot of folks that have gone through strokes find that this will regenerate by oxygenating the blood. It reconnects that brain function to sometimes the difficulties that post-stroke of arm and limb inability to move. It's because the signal of the inability of that oxygen to the brain during a stroke, it can rehabilitate that contact and can help in rehabbing post-stroke. Something to talk about in the future.
Yes.
It's been utilized a lot for that.
And I don't go into it today, but migraines and headaches can be a deficiency of some vitamins. It's B12, D3, magnesium. We'll go into another day. We'll do a migraine session and headache session. So these are some tools. This is something new on the far left here. I'm calling these like a benefit flyer. I have all of them for every single cream and multiple different versions. I have not customized them yet for FSN, which is what I'm doing. So you do have the B12. I call it like my benefit show flyer because I had some wholesalers that would go to trade shows and they'd want something on the table. So I called it like the benefit flyer that goes on the table. But you can email this, you can send it to people, you can text it to people. It's effective. You are going to have every single liposomal cream, and 21 again is going to have a benefits one-page flyer in your back office. So just let me get those customized with the FSN logo on them. No URL. So if you need to put your own code, put your own, your own FSN replicated website link on there, you use that for your own purpose. But please share these. So that's there. Plus, there's the product key sheets. The product key sheets explain why do I need this? What are the key benefits of it? And in the back of it, I don't show you the back of it here, but how to use it. What are the instructions? So all of these tools are there for you. Okay. All right. And also something new that I made individual slides on every single cream. I call these the product benefit slides. I sent the PDF to Shelly this morning, and I have each one of these as individual PNG images that you can use for social media posting or texting or emailing. I have also web compressed and tiny PNG'd everything. So anything that I send to Ron and Shelly and Shane is already formatted to be able to upload onto your websites, upload into text messages, upload into email. You can send it through WeChat, through WhatsApp. It's been web compressed either as a PDF, and it's been tiny PNG. So I already know all that. I am completely with you so that you can send this to anybody, okay? So that is the B12. Did you want to say something real quick?
No.
Okay, let's go into the hormone balance. Right now I'm watching the clock. I wanted to go through hormone balance and then just the heart health. But if hormone balance takes all the time, I can show you quickly.
You are perfectly fine.
Okay.
Take your time. Take your time. We'll take all the time you need. to get through all three because there are requests going, please go through all three.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Take your time.
Okay, so the next one now moving to, and there's many more, but I chose three. The next is hormone balance, menopause, okay, and sexual health. And the reason that this is important is because of the fact that we at Nutra Relief, this is really, really important. We actually, our lab with us has an FDA approved license to formulate this hormone cream. I wish we could make a testosterone cream, but it's a controlled substance and we're not allowed to. But you can't just make hormone creams. And if anyone says you can, they're lying. Okay, you have to actually have the approval with the FDA to do it. We have been making this particular hormonal cream, which is a progesterone only cream. And then the second one, the Pro Balance Plus, is a progesterone with a little bit of estriol and estradiol for a long time. And it is extremely effective. It is mostly picked up from our doctors. I have the Center for Environmental Medicine in North Carolina who orders cases of 35 of each constantly. I have most all of our doctors, all of our other DO doctors, our naturopaths, even our MD doctors. However, hormones are very misunderstood, okay? And inside FSN, maybe you see them in your back office, you go, well, how do I use it? Is it for me? It's not just for women in menopause. Hormones are important because these creams will actually help with PMS. So let me just go through this, and I'm going to switch to Daniel because of something that we watched, which was out of this world. And you can listen to it too if you have any real interest in understanding hormones. Because I listened to it with him and I said, you got to be kidding me. Like, I cannot believe they're misdiagnosing using this particular progesterone and estriol and estradiol in the proper ways. So this is a new PDF. On the far left, it says Pro Balance Plus. It is a full new PDF that I have already sent to Shelly and Ron. It's in your back office. What is Pro Balance? What is Pro Balance Plus? These are hormonal, liposomal, topical creams, okay? The Pro Balance is the light lavender color. It's progesterone only. The dark royal purple is progesterone with two forms of the good forms of estrogen, which is estradiol and estriol. Those are the good forms, okay? There's two different reasons that you could be using these, but this so you get a clarity of that. They both have the base of 20 milligrams of the progesterone. What's most important of it is in this PDF, you'll see all of the beautiful things that progesterone does. You also will see how what the percentage of the Pro Balance and the Pro Balance Plus and how to use them, okay? We can go into how to use them later, but I want to go to something more important right now. But just know that these are critical creams. And the most important part, because we talked to a lot of people offline, is that they are not synthetic. They are natural. The progesterone comes from a wild Mexican yam. Plant-based, not synthetic, not these other drug names that people call us on saying that we're on 200 milligrams of something, and we're like, oh my God, okay. And then the estriol and estradiol is
a soy-based product.
Soy-based product. So it's really important that they're plant-based, natural, okay. Now, this is what I want to pause and turn over to Daniel. This is a new doctor that we've come across. You can go to her Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube page, LinkedIn page. She is amazing. And she talks about hormones, women's sexual health, menopause, and HRT. And it is off the charts. Fantastic. Her name is Dr. Rachel Rubin, MD. Okay. And this is the podcast that Daniel watched. I'm going to pass it over to you. Let's watch the clock. I know I wanted to end at 12:45. Okay, honey. So we're getting close to the 1 hour, but
we'll take her.
This is really important because this one, go ahead.
Well, the key, what's kind of interesting is that I just want to make sure that all the folks that are listening to this is, sometimes when you hear about hormones, you think, that's really an area I don't know much about. And, I'm very concerned for perhaps taking hormones. Well, the key is, we have complete medical board that's on our staff, and the whole business of Nutra Relief is based on doctor. We formulate for doctors. So what ends up happening is we've got medical board of gynecologists, of doctors, that practitioners, naturopaths, and functional doctors. Our advisory board is fantastic. The reason we're in business is we're a doctor-oriented product line, a clinical line. And so what we've done is we've now bringing it to you folks. As they are, we're selling them to doctors for a clinical line. As the formulators of all of this information that we got from our docs, we've dived a little bit deeper into how they're utilizing the topical creams we formulated for them, but also the advent of information for women. And since it's Wellness Month for women specifically, so much new information is coming on women and the necessary need for hormones through the rest of their life after the year of 30. As 30 approaches for women, you stop the production of your hormones. It's kind of a cheap shot for women, but it's also for men. We're losing the ability as we age, just because of the oxidative stress that we're involved with, for all these essential mineral, vitamins, amino acids, and hormones. So consequently, within that context, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause,
young women with PMS symptoms that aren't even in menopause,
a lot of all of these things
endometriosis issues
are generated because of these fluctuations of women's hormones. And as a woman, you're just going through all of this fibromyalgia, all of these health issues, and just this malaise, this feeling of lack of energy, sexual function. And you're all, you're being told it could all be in your mind. It's really hormonal fluctuations up and down. One of the biggest issues was there was this women's initiative that happened about 10 to 12 years ago, and they did massive studies about it, and they drew some pretty poor conclusions. And there was like a decade of where I think women really felt like hormone replacement therapy was something that they weren't ready to get into until they got into menopause or postmenopause. And that's all shifted. That's all changed, because what's really they've discovered is that because of the inability to stabilize and balance the hormones for women, that we're having all of these fluctuations, that women are going through so much. Men too, but let's not talk about the guys right now. Let's talk about the women. And the key really is that Dr. Rachel Rubin is just an expert. She's a urologist. She's talked so much about so many functions that are working for women, but these are the causes of morbidity that I'm really interested in. Women are the ones that are dying from heart attacks, from UTIs when they go into the hospital, and a lot of these functions, osteoporosis, a lot of these functions can be solved through the balance of your hormones. So what we offer in terms of a liposomal version of hormone therapy for women is very simplistic. It's very available. It's a very small dosage too. It's a pea-sized dosage daily of individual of the progesterone or the ProBalance Plus. But just really, rather than you hear it from us and go, they were making some interesting, notations of it. I like for you to hear other doctors talk about it. Rachel Rubin is somebody that's fantastic, because this is authentic. And then also with Peter Adia, this is one of the major doctors that are interviewing women currently right now. So much going on. I don't want to go into details.
There's a lot to go into it, and Daniel needs to do maybe a half hour of just this, because, and if you have a chance, go listen to this doctor on this podcast, because it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's current, just in the last week or two.
And the key takeaways that were wow, the UTIs, the osteoporosis, the misdiagnosis of saying that, those healthy forms of the estrogen estradiol are bad. It's not true. It's in that an entire decade of doctors not being trained. And I mean, it's unbelievable. So I wish I could go into more detail of it, but we have to keep going. But I just wanted to point out to you that this is the key new information regarding our ProBalance and our ProBalance Plus. And don't be scared of learning about this hormone cream. Don't be shy of not understanding it, but don't expect all the doctors to know about it. I mean, she even talks about how they got no training on hormone levels for women, even going through med school. It's unbelievable. So if you have a chance, though, my takeaway right here for this particular one is watch this podcast. You can just look her up on YouTube, on her Instagram page. It's on YouTube that we watched it, but you can check her out. She's been in all the major publications, New York Times. I mean, this is big. She goes and speaks at everywhere. So listen to this when you have a chance, please, because you're going to realize that there's some things you might be going through as a woman that you didn't understand where this could be coming from, and it's because of some hormone issues. Yeah. And just know that these two creams can absolutely make a difference, and that they're natural. So again, these are some of those little benefit flyers that I'm now creating for everyone at FSN to use, so that you can just get the takeaways right away.
The other thing is, and closing on this, is this is available. Once
Yeah.
again, this is something you
Yeah.
have. Shelly's got these creams. They are available. They're available now. And the key is that don't be afraid of this, but if you're interested in more information, we want to focus specifically on this because it's education.
Yeah.
You want to make your doctors aware of this. If you're going to see that you're either perimenopause, postmenopause, had a hysterectomy, what the emphasis, what we want to point here is hormones. Don't be afraid of hormones. Don't be afraid of just a small dosage because of the delivery technology we're offering. This is so simple to take. This is not 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams of progesterone, of synthetic hormones. These are plant-based, simple, pea-sized delivery. I mean, literally, just a very small amount. And this is just the physiological dose that all women can utilize to maintain optimal health of their hormones, their balance. Osteoporosis can be reversed, and protection as we get older for our bones, sleep, mood, so many wonderful things. You have it. It's in the Fun Saver Network. We're bringing it to you. The pricing is incredible. This is the opportunity you get. And that's pretty much what we're presenting for you today. More information as needed. We just love to bring these Wellness Wednesdays to you to just talk a little bit about.
And this is specifically for women because we have our hormones. Okay. And if you take these to your doctor, please don't be offended if they don't understand enough about hormone. And if you would, you can take it to look at them if you feel like that. Or I recommend you getting a hormone panel, blood test, hormone panel test, and a wellness panel test so that you can actually see where is my progesterone level, where is my estrogen level, what's going on with my thyroid, what's going on with my testosterone, even as women. And then do me a favor, okay? Because I'm still listening to it as well. I'm going back through it a second time. But when you have a chance, and it's long, so you can listen to it in bite sizes, but watch that podcast, this one. Watch this one. I kid you not. It is an eye opener, and they speak very normal. They're not super crazy medical scientists. And it is an eye opener because if you do want to understand your body and get more health for you, your loved ones, your sisters, your brother, not your brothers, but your wives, your daughters, you got to know a little bit more about this, and we don't. So this will help you, and then you can talk to your doctor a little bit more a little more education as well. Okay. So any questions, last minute comments?
I just think that we are focused on women's health, and we are really interested. Heart health is another topic, but we're going to have to address that.
Well, I'm going to go through this.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is the third.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We can do this. We can go through this because, again, you're going to get this PDF and you can go back through this and listen to the recording. And again, we can bite size all of these little nuggets down. So let me just show you the next.
I mean, take your time. There's still 68 people here. They have great interest in what you're doing.
You're going to love this too because when I talk about women, I'm going to talk about heart health, blood pressure, and I'm also going to talk about the dark circles underneath your eyes. Okay. So this is our NutraFlow Max nitric oxide liposomal cream. It is the actual original. The first two formulations that Daniel ever made was the melatonin and the sleep anti-aging beauty cream and the NutraFlow Max nitric oxide. This cream is phenomenal. Okay. And the reason I felt like it was important for women is because of the fact that heart disease is the #1 killer for women. It's crazy. I always think when I think of heart attacks, I think of men having heart attacks. But no, it's women, it's us. You know, and I've had to have some surgeries in my life and they go, please go get an EKG done at your doctor before you can have the surgery. Make sure your heart's okay, right? So it's like crazy that we don't focus more on women and heart health, okay? And what's important to know about this cream is this. This is a serious science-backed cream. Literally, it's based off of the scientists who won a Nobel Prize for the research behind nitric oxide, L-arginine and L-citrulline. L-arginine and L-citrulline are amino acids. Every time we make a cream in the early stages, I'd say to Daniel, okay, well, so what is glutathione? I hadn't even say that word. Well, what is it? What is progesterone? Okay, progesterone. I always want to know, is it a vitamin? Is it a mineral? Is it an amino acid? Is it a peptide? Is it a hormone? Like, what is it? So L-arginine and L-citrulline are amino acids, and they are precursors to making nitric oxide. One thing, this is going to pop your eardrums up. You know, Viagra and Cialis? Well, that was literally formulated because of the scientific research that these Italian scientists did. They found that because L-arginine and L-citrulline will create nitric oxide, which is more blood flow, bam, Cialis Viagra was created, even though it was made intentionally for heart health. Okay, so there you go. It's full circle, right? Okay, that's why I have sexual health in there too. So we lose our nitric oxide levels. They go down. If you look at this one slide, you start off at the age, I have to go a little closer. We start off at the age of like 20, you keep going up 30, 40, 50, 60. And I have this image right here. Are you getting enough nitric oxide as a standalone PNG, which I will send you afterwards. So it's big and you can read it. But we lose our ability to make nitric oxide, and it's critical. And with this particular formulation, our blood vessels are able to open up and have more flow of blood flow, which is important for the heart.
Yeah, this is about women really taking responsibility for your vascular health. I mean, it is the number one killer of women is heart attacks. And I really think it's important to understand that you can mitigate it by just maintaining your levels of nitric oxide. Neuropathy is the function. We do have this wonderful PKS that is in the back office.
No, I sent it to him today. I sent it to you guys today, so you're going to have all these new
22 reasons to use L-arginine
with all the
and
scientific
validations besides. Now, you know, once again, you look at this, a couple of us, you say, you know, who are these guys?
Yeah.
You know, and the key is, you know, I'm a formulator and I formulate for doctors. I was encouraged by doctors who saw me as my background was one in a chemical process engineering. That's what I do. I formulate chemical processes, and they encouraged me, together with their influence, to formulate another way of supplementation in the body. So this cream is so important for women's health because this can really mitigate heart attacks. If you can get vascular health using the nitric oxide, it's endothelial health, it's vascular health, it's heart health, it's lowering your blood pressure without medication. And it's very simple. It's great for neuropathy, great for sexual function, so many different things to talk about. This is the number one cream, an incredibly moisturizer, emollient, full, and it has niacinamide and L-arginine, L-citrulline, and zinc oxide in it. Wonderful formulation.
And if you and if one key like fun takeaway for this cream is that if you don't have a morning moisturizer, you could use this as a moisturizer. I know I don't have like a Skin 21 label on it, but it's so rich and beautiful that it can be used as, after you use your collagen peptide, you can put it on as a skin moisturizer or with no serums. But what I do love about this is that when I put the melatonin cream on at night over my face, my neck, and my chest, because, and I don't, you know, I do my pumps and I need to spread it all the way around. So I have a little bit of my wet, damp hands, because you don't need to overload your melatonin, but I want it for all the anti-aging skin, right? And the sleep. I will take a little bit of this Nutraflomax and I will squirt a little bit of my pump and I will take my finger and I will dab it underneath my eyes, because the dark circles underneath the eye is blood pooling. And the skin is very thin underneath the eye, which is how the vitamin C eye serum can help to build that up, but it's another day. But that blood is pooling there. Well, the Nutraflomax is a vasodilation. It moves the circulation of the blood flow, and it will help to move the pooling of that blood out from underneath the eyes. And because that skin is thinner, that's why you're seeing the dark circles, because it's the thinner skin and there's blood pooling there. So you want to use this actually also as like a little bit of an under eye cream if you have severe or even a little bit of dark circles. You could do it in the morning too. So it's a fantastic cream for, you know, so many reasons. Okay. And then what I'm showing you here, because I'm watching the time, I know we're at the top of the hour, just give me like 5 more minutes.
You're fine. You're fine.
This is the new one sheet, okay? And I have a couple other versions of it. You'll have everything. This is the new ebook. If you haven't gone into your FSN back office, this is a beautiful new ebook on the health benefits of L-arginine, L-citrulline, and nitric oxide. It's not a pitch ebook about the product. I don't even mention our product in it. It is literally a tool for you to use to share with people, to get educated, to invite people to come to FSN, to be part of what we're doing here, or to help them. You know, it's so many important things about women and their heart, and we should not be dying from heart disease, period. I'm sorry, you know, maybe stress will kill us, but not heart disease. So we need to make sure we keep our heart in check, right? And again, you have the new PowerPoint, the PDF that goes through these things. I'll show you what that looks like. It's in a full PDF that's got everything, and then a la carte images, okay? Any last comments on that? Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up now, and then we can open the floor. But these are PDFs that are available for you. This is the entire Nutra Relief product line. It shows everything. This is the liposomal delivery technology explained. I sent that today. This is a very important one, the applications protocol. Some people say, which one should I use in the morning? Which cream should I use at night? This will go through a morning of all the creams you would use in the morning and all the creams that you could use at night, how many pumps, where to put it on your body, for what. This is a chart You can use any of our creams on anywhere on your body. It will go through the skin into the circulatory system. But you know, a normal routine, just to give you an idea of what Daniel and I do, you can do your own. But every night we will wash our face. We put melatonin on our face and neck. I do a little bit of the Nutraflow mats underneath my eyes for the dark circles. I personally will squirt GABA L-theanine, which we didn't go into today, on my arm. I will squirt magnesium on my other arm. Daniel loves to put magnesium on the bottom of his feet. We do the sleep kit: melatonin, GABA L-theanine, magnesium citrate. In the morning, we wake up and I put glutathione on my liver. I put B12 on my one forearm. You can put it anywhere. I put vitamin D3 on my other forearm. You can put it anywhere. I forgot, at night, I put 1 pump of the ProBalance lavender color progesterone. I will rub it sometimes on, I'm just going to talk normal, on my breast, or I'll rub it on the thin skin of my arm right here, because I do 1 pump at night, 1 pump in the day. I used to do 2 at night, but I realized that I am now officially really going into menopause officially, and I was having serious hot flashes. And so I needed support during the day and night. I needed to split my pumps up. But this is how easy it is. And then you can just put it anywhere, on your legs, on your inner thighs, on your belly. Trauma Max, oh my God, Trauma Max is the bomb. I put it everywhere. Okay, I'm sorry, because my hips hurt, my neck hurts, I sit on my computer too long, everything hurts. Okay, so anyways, Trauma Max goes everywhere. And that's what I mean, that you put them, at least Trauma Max, which is a pain relief, natural pain relief cream. We'll go into that next time, where you are hurting. Okay?
Targeted relief.
No toxic amounts, no contradictions with your medications. You're always welcome to show your doctors this, but these are vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. These are not prescription drugs. These are the things that people should be swallowing, but then swallowing, you won't get all of it in your system, and you'll eliminate it through the urine, unfortunately. So you might as well use an alternative delivery method of your skin, and especially give your liver a break. It needs a break. It has to deal with all the other toxins. So this is the new PDF, okay? We would love your feedback. Please send us a review. Please record a little video on your phone. Nothing fancy. Be normal. Be authentic. Nobody wants to listen to somebody trying too hard. Just be yourself, but hold your phone up and talk about what you went through. And, you know, maybe hold the cream up so people can know that's what the magnesium looks like. Okay. Or that's what the Trauma Max looks like, or that's the GABA L-theanine. So please share. Please help us so we can accumulate some awesome testimonial videos. Okay. Or written testimonials. And your feedback, you know, just reviews, whatever you like, just please share with us. And then if you'll have me back, and I'm wrapping up right now,
Yep.
I'd like to go through thyroid support, which we didn't do. I'd like to go through anxiety and stress with the GABA L-theanine. I know this was Mental Awareness Month. I couldn't do it all today, okay? But it's really important to talk about GABA and L-theanine. Super important new information. Daniel and I actually got on it the other day, okay? To deal with stress, anxiety, ADD, ADHD in kids and adults. I'd like to go through pain relief a little bit more. I know that when Daniel's talked about it a lot, I wasn't able to get some PowerPoint images for you and Ron. Now I have them for Ron and Daniel, and you got to see literally what that frankincense looks like. Where does it come from, the tree? It's amazing. If you actually can see what arnica actually looks like before it's put into the cream, it's fascinating. So I have some visuals that will blow your socks off. So we'll do some more of these. And then cholesterol management, right? You know, that's important for women and men. And so all I want to say is get on board, come into FSN with us, okay? Thank you for allowing me to share, you know, Women's Health and Women's Month. And there's so many more categories, but I had to pick just the top right now with the skincare and a few key things that are important for women, with reviewing the B12, the hormone balance, and then the heart health and things that you could use for your skin and for your well-being. And come on and join us at FSN, because this is a really unique club, you guys, and they're doing it the right way. The last thing I'll say is that when women thrive, women in the world rise. And this club is doing it the correct way. And I can say that with 100% integrity, because we get approached all the time. We have been being approached for years. And what the owners and founders want, we actually have declined massive opportunities for us, because they were not willing to keep the integrity standards of our creams. They were not willing to take the business integrity standards that Daniel and I have as founders and owners and formulators, because there isn't somebody else doing this. We not only formulate this, but we also manufacture these. There's no other hands in the cookie jar. Daniel talks to the chemist and the CEO of the lab all the time. So this is important to us. This is not something we're doing just to make a business out of. I said to Daniel, you know, I'm relatively still young. I'm younger than you. I'm 15 years younger than Daniel. I love him. I said, but if something were to happen to me and I passed away, I feel like at least my contribution has been worth it because the things that we're making are really substantial to help people feel better and heal and do it in a way that's not another, prescription. And even though I'm not putting that down because we need prescriptions sometimes, but yesterday I had to take a bunch of capsules that we have not made into our creams and I could barely choke them down. And I said to Daniel, I can't take it. I hated it. So I love that we're creating this alternative method to deliver these targeted nutritional opportunities and creams. And I love that FSN, Ron, Shane, Shelly, your leadership is actually on board with Daniel and I. Otherwise, we would have had to decline them, even if it was a great opportunity, if they weren't willing to really understand what's important to us. Any final remarks?
We love FSN and just take advantage of the opportunity here. We are here for you. We love the Wellness Wednesdays. We love being on schedule. So stay tuned.
Thanks for
tuned
going
for
7 minutes. I appreciate that.
I want to say to both of you, thank you so much. What a fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
And that for everybody here that's never seen this before, this is just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, I have been privy to talking to these two fine people on the phone anytime that I want. So can you. But I do it when I want to, and I try not to do it too much. But every time I talk to them, I learn so much. And I love it when we do these. And the reason why, because when this is over, I don't know about you, but I feel so much smarter. I mean, I might not be, but I feel that way every single time. And Keisha kind of said everything about FunSaver FSN. We are not the company that just goes out there and grabs some vendor and brings the vendor and goes, bring your product. That is not who we are, and that's not what we do. I keep telling everybody that FunSaver Network is totally different than anything you've ever seen. When is the last time you've been with any health and wellness company and every 2 weeks they do a Wellness Wednesday and they bring the formulator, manufacturer people on the phone that spends an hour or more with you about their product, why it works, why they're different, everything about it, and then opens it up for Q&A. When's the last time that's happened to you? That's part of the protocol when it comes to FunSaver Network. If they're not willing to do that, kind of like Daniel and Keisha have their protocol that they'll go to certain companies and that's it, we have the same. If you're not willing to come on and tell our members that we love and care about so much, why you're different, what makes you different, we really don't want you part of this team. We just don't. That's our passion. We are literally with FunSaver Network wanting to put something together that's totally different than anyone's ever been involved with. And we are on that right now. We feel very happy about it. And I want to thank Daniel and Keisha for absolutely coming on here and doing this. And I can't wait till the next one already, which will be 2 weeks away, because they gave you a preview a little bit about what's coming that they want to talk about in the next one. Now, here we go, Daniel and Keisha. We're going into the lightning round. You ready for the lightning round?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm gonna hit some of these questions, just boom, boom, boom. We're gonna get through them, okay?
Anything that is left on the table, just email it to us. We'll answer.
No problem. I got time if you got time.
Yes.
It says, I understand that melatonin cream is best for basal cell carcinoma. Is there anything in the 21 Again line that would recommend in combination with that?
No, melatonin
Yep.
really is a free radical scavenger. I have skin cancer years and years. It is just holding it. It just takes care. It's a free radical scavenger. It is the bomb.
Yeah,
melatonin
that's
for the carcinomas for sure.
Donna says B12 helpful for multiple sclerosis. As per the new slide that I see, it sounds like the answer would be yes.
Yes, that could be very beneficial. So make sure in getting the B12, really essential.
Okay. Do we have approval for hormonal therapy products in Canada?
Good question. We sell it we can get it through. We have a unique way of getting it in there, but that's what we've been discussing in terms of shipping. We can get product for personal use. There is a cost for the shipping, which is outside of what you folks are selling the products for.
And we did register and trademark with the Patent Office of Canada, so to speak, our LDT.
Yeah.
So we do own that in Canada. So, and we do ship to Canada. It's just, like I said, the exchange of the dollars and money. I mean, payment, how they want to pay it, credit card, PayPal, however they want to do it through FSN. Yeah. And the shipping. But yes.
Okay, Beverly, any testing on how much hormone cream that you should use?
Yeah, so the key ends up being is really great. You know, what we're really recommending, we work with doctors practitioners, always women, you're going to get an annual blood test. Get your hormonal levels, get your amino acid, vitamin, mineral, hormonal level, but specifically hormonal levels. The beauty of our hormonal creams is just a small pea size is 20 milligrams. That's a very small physiological dose. That's all that your body needs. Simple, done. Don't, I mean, really going to take pill formats of 200. The days of mega dosing orally are really over. Use just what the body needs. Let the body heal itself, specifically hormonally.
And it's not like, oh, my doctor says, like one of our good friends is CEO and the wife called us and we love her to death. And she's like, oh, they want to put me on 200, right? It was 200 milligrams of the synthetic progesterone. And it's not like, okay, 200 milligrams would mean that XYZ amount of pumps at 20 milligrams. It's not the same because remember when it goes through the oral digestion tract, you're not going to absorb the same amount as through the skin. So just, is there amount? Yes, it depends on you. It'd be more based to be really important because when we get off on our hormones, it's not fun. Okay.
Let me just say one thing.
Get that blood panel.
The beauty of our creams hormonally for doctors specifically is when you measure your hormones and you're deficient, by getting 20 milligrams and you're absorbing full 20 milligrams through the skin, if your doctor sees your hormonal levels are raising to normal levels, fabulous. You're just on a maintenance program. But if you're needing, for whatever case, more, you can titrate up, you can titrate down. So that's the beauty. They really love the idea of this is not obligated a pill and you're taking mega doses. You can take these creams as needed to maintain these levels of balance. That is the beauty of the liposomal delivery technology. Titrate up, titrate down, just maintenance.
Yeah, so I will share one example that's really important. Me as a woman and us being all together is that my gynecologist has said that you are officially hitting menopause, Kesia, if you go 12 months with no monthly cycle. So as of June 1st, last year was my last monthly cycle. So I am pretty much now officially in menopause. I noticed the last 6 months, my body was like, whoa, changing big time. Like just hot flashes constantly. I couldn't cool down. So I actually had to titrate up my progesterone a little bit as I was now really hitting that last like threshold of like, this thing is really happening. I'm really going through the change. Prior to that, I could use my like 2 pumps or 1 pump at night, 1 pump in the morning, and I was fine. But I just noticed that I had to titrate up the last 6 months because it's officially happening, if that makes any sense.
That is the function.
Yeah. And then, and then the appointment that I with Daniel, because we were watching that podcast, it was really, I mean, like out of this world informing. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go get a new hormone panel now. I'm going to go see where I'm at with everything. So I really do recommend that to know.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 questions at one time.
Okay.
If one has had hormone-driven cancer, can these still be used? That's one question. Second question is, can women use this if they're on hormones already?
Yeah, that's a really great question because, I mean, a lot of times, for example, in cancer protocols, women are really forced to have to back off of what a doctor says. I don't want you doing anything else than say autoimmune. For example, like your mother is involved in fighting cancer or something. You know, once again, this is the beauty of Dr. Ruth Rubin, Sarah Rubin in this case, is it's because they don't know. Doctors don't understand the benefits of progesterone for so many other things. Like if you stop doing your hormone therapies, you're losing the benefits of protecting for osteoporosis. So imagine you're protecting yourself, and then doc says, oh, in my protocols, you either do what I say and do nothing else. They don't contradict. It's just they don't understand, and they don't want the liability of thinking something else might happen here. And this is just ignorance. And this is what's important when you understand, when you've got a doctor that understands balancing hormones and is willing to understand the process, then you'll see the benefits of this is just ongoing for balance with women. And it strengthens their ability to defeat a cancer protocol where they're deficient. I've got a sister who's on thyroid. She had cancer, lost her thyroid. She's having to take this, but now she's on another protocol and doctors saying, oh, don't take your thyroid medication. Well, she's so frustrated because that's what made her feel so beneficial. But it's unfortunate that we always want that you're working with doctors, hopefully though, with the knowledge to be open to the benefits.
Yeah. So to answer that question specifically though, Ron, would be, you do if you have cancer, okay, and or cancer protocols or had it or in it, and you're doing the hormones, I have to talk to your doctor, okay, obviously, because there's cancer protocols they're going through. But what I would recommend that you do is you watch that podcast of that doctor, the MD, where her specialty is being a doctor that deals with women that go through these things and their hormones, so that if you talk to your doctor, whatever he says to you, it's not coming from he or she wanting to hurt you. It could be like Daniel said, they don't know, but then you could get a better answer to that specific question of hormone therapy and cancer. The second, so that makes sense. So watch that first, okay? And the second part of that question was, do I take the progesterone or Probalance Plus creams while I'm also taking other hormonal? Was that the question, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that it could be overdoing it. So you definitely, wouldn't you say that they need to be checked with a doctor because you don't need maybe that much?
Yeah. So if you're taking an oral progesterone, an oral estrogen, or even testosterone, you're on hormone therapy right now. I'm glad that you're doing that to balance your hormones. If you're looking for an alternative, this is the alternative. And then the same situation with almost any hormonal doctor. There are various forms of utilizing. There's an O-ring, a progesterone for women, a vaginal insert utilizing topically, or
Gels,
synthetic
or
and gels. We have a proven liposomal delivery technology for hormones. So this is our thing. If your doctor's interested, tell him that you want to go this route through the skin, and I'm sure he'll be
And it's from the knowledge of Dr. John Lee, who wrote the book. So it's not that Kesey and Daniel made it up. Again, the lab has the FDA license to do it, and for Dr. John Lee. But please, when it comes to hormones, go to your MD doctor, because we as scientists here, formulators, we can't prescribe medical, diagnosis and medical, what's the right word to say, protocols, because the hormones are serious, cancer is serious, if that gives you any clarity. But that one woman in the podcast, she is an MD doctor, and what she was teaching us through that podcast, I was like, whoa.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, let's get back to the lightning round.
Okay, go ahead. I know the hormones are tricky.
For the melatonin cream, can an 11-year-old use it that has insomnia?
Yeah, as long as the administration, all of the topical creams are fabulous because they're just amino acid, vitamin, minerals with some limited hormones. Melatonin is hormonal, but the key ends up being is it's regulating circadian rhythm. So if an adult is ministering it, if a parent is saying, hey, I've got developed specifically for attention deficit or trying to get those sleep protocols for our children, this is an issue I've talked about before. Yes, the melatonin, small incremental amounts, a little bit goes a long way, but what you're trying to do is get them to sleep, to stay asleep.
Yeah. And if there's any reaction to the melatonin, you can use the GABA-L-theanine, because that will calm down the mind. It doesn't put you to sleep with the circadian rhythm like melatonin does, but it can be an alternative. Someone says, I can't use melatonin at all, like orally, topically, whatever reason. Even psychosomatic, I don't know, people have different things toward melatonin. Go to the GABA.
Okay, so guys, there's more and more and more and more questions coming as we're doing it. And again, here's what I want to do. I'm going to stop it there on the questions, because a lot of people are just saying how great you are. Thank you for this. And we already know that. I mean, they must be new, right? But we love them all. We're glad they're here. But our thing is this. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today and spending almost an hour and a half. I mean, there are so many things that happened in an hour and a half and so much information. I will let you know that I will take this video. It will be given to me in an MP4. I'll get it loaded sometime tomorrow where you can share it and rewatch it. But I want to take the time again to thank Daniel and Kesia. Thank you so much for everything you do. I mean, Kesia, you go even farther than anybody I would think by making PDFs and getting us the information and stuff that we can help FSN grow. But it's a partnership. This is a partnership that we have together, and that's the way it should be, as a partnership. But I want to, again, thank you so much. I look forward to the next one that we're going to do in 2 weeks. And for all of you that has questions and you didn't get them answered, here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't miss the next one in 2 weeks. Don't miss it. And when you come back to the one in 2 weeks, bring everybody you know. I'm telling you, this is amazing information. If this is the first time you've ever been here and you're going, oh my God, imagine what can happen as you bring others to learn from this. And I don't want to get off here without giving the opportunity to the most important person in FSN, if she'd like to say a word. Miss Shelley, can you hear me? Do you have anything you want to share?
I did not know I was the most important person.
You are.
You are to me.
Y'all, I think first, thank you, Daniel and Kesia. You guys are awesome. You guys are wonderful to do this call for us. Everybody, these creams are the real deal.
Yep.
My whole life, I have struggled with my skin and struggled with makeup and whatnot. I hardly ever put on a foundation anymore. I mean, I've got on some mascara today, and that's mascara and lip gloss. I use melatonin at night. I use the 10% niacinamide, and I think I'm going to start using the collagen peptide with snow algae after seeing that today, just because I've got a few lines here and there.
Really good.
But that melatonin cream is awesome, y'all. It's fantastic. And if you have skin issues, that niacinamide, you can't top it. I mean, they're just amazing. So if you haven't tried one, get on there, order some and get some on the way, because you won't regret it at all.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shelly. Thank you, Daniel and Kesia. And last thing I'm going to say before we get off of here, don't forget tomorrow night is Thursday. And on Thursday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, same place. We're on zoom.com. We come on and it's kind of like open mic night. It's kind of like Kesia, it's the BYOQ night. Bring your own questions. It's about the business. It's about FSN. It's those kind of things. So show up tomorrow night. We'll do our absolute best to answer your questions. And let me say, God bless everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Kesia. Thank each and every one of you. Continue on with the day and have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.